Well, speaking of Tour Down Under, Patrick, it seems like we have many of the teams start list as well. And what do you make of that? Who do you see as kind of the favorite of the provisional list?
Simon Yates is the favourite so far for me. Firstly, I just love the fact that the Tour Down Under has released like a full start list a good 2 weeks in advance of the race. The start list is up for the men and women's. The stage profiles are up. Please can other World Tour level events take note of this? Because it would make our lives as like to do preview videos so much easier. Instead of like Tour of Romandy announcing who's doing the race 2 days in advance. It's just so firstly, everybody take note of that. Tour Down Under, thank you. I think that Simon Yates is my favourite so far. He was on the podium last year from what I remember. And considering that he's on like an Australian based team, they'd probably put quite a bit of effort in, I think, to try and win this race. But also interestingly, Isaac Del Toro, the new signing for UAE Team Emirates, the Mexican who won the Tour de l'Avenir, he's provisionally down to do this race as well. So it'll be interesting to see if he gets a chance at leadership. But there's also like Alessandro Covi, Diego Ulissi in this team as well, Finn Fisher-Black, who I'm very high on as well. So it's kind of hard to tell who may or may not be the leader for this team. But do you think Simon Yates is a favourite, or do you think somebody else is going to be fighting for the win?
No Jay Vine, obviously. Julian Philippe's going to go here. Biniam Girmay is going. Ghana is going. Diego Ulissi, Caleb Ewan, Corbin Strong, Narvaez. I mean, we saw Narvaez at the Tour of Austria absolutely run riot with that race. So if we get that Narvaez here, maybe he can win it. Josh Tarling is here, but there's no time trialing miles. They are finishing up the Wollongong Hill on the stage 5. It's very, what would you say, Tour Down Under-esque. I mean, you can't do that much more. Also finishing up Mount Lofty as well.
Yeah, I think I like it the course I think is good. Stage 2 is even quite difficult. There's a series of little bergs towards the end, so that might be a slight little breakaway. And then, we've got Wollongong Hill and Mount Lofty, so it's quite one of the harder Tour Down Under profiles in that I've seen in the last few years. It's got like 3 sprint stages in there as well, so good variety. So no TTKs, but I am interested to see what Tarling could do. And I think just Ineos in general, I'm not sure, like you say, Navarez possibly, but who's going to be the leader here? Ghana has been climbed well in the past. Tarling is just a very unknown. Navarez, like you say, Leo Hayter had a really off 2023, but his credentials should mean that like the right type of rider he is, he should be a potential candidate to do well here. So I think they've got a multitude of riders who could do well here in Ineos, and maybe that's just the game plan, is just to go smoke and mirrors. Nobody knows who's the leader. Keep everyone on their toes. I think that's going to be the plan. I mean, it'll all largely be decided on Mount Lofty. Not Mount Lofty. It'll largely all be decided on Wollongong Hill, I expect. I don't see anyone going past Simon Yates, to be honest with you, considering that he was also good last year. But for the sake of argument, George Bennett, considering that he's been tied to a domestique role for such a many a year, it'd be good to see him maybe leading Israel Premier Tech. Maybe Oscar Onley, DSM Feminic, he would be a good shout as well. And Milan Varda or Johannes Stauner-Mittet for this Melissa bike would be some of the good shouts in there. I'm just really looking forward to just having racing back, to be honest with you, Scott. It's just close. It's so close.
We've been having racing. The Vuelta, Costa Rica, we've had all of these races.
Guatemala. Oh, yeah. Loads going on.
Derek G going there as well. Biniam Girmay going. Fortunately, because I thought he was going to be at the press day for their team, but apparently that's not happening. But what do you think of Antonio Morgado, the Portuguese? You're quite high on him, and you would probably suit this style of racing.
Yeah, it's hard. When I look at this UAE team, like Michael Winkel just is going to be rinsed. Like Nils Pollitt will be rinsed in the tour. Like he's going to be he's going to be the domestique. But I fear Morgado could just be used as a domestique because when you've got, Hodge, the sprinter, I just think that Kobe, Finn, Fisher Black, Ulissi, and Del Toro all have a pretty decent GC aspect to them, whereas I think Morgado is more of just like a puncher, and I think that you need just a little bit more climbing prowess than he's shown in his career so far. So I fear that he might just be a domestique, rather unfortunately, because he is a very exciting rider. Do you want to give a podium prediction, or is that too keen?
What, the preview show prediction?
Preview show.
Can we change it? The closer we get?
Yeah, you can change it.
Okay.
Okay. Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I'm thinking Bada could be exciting.
Yeah. I'm going to go with, I think George Bennett will finish in third place. I think that, you know what? I think Archie Ryan will finish in second. And I think that Simon Yates wins.
Okay, so you're really using the fact that we can change it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to say Michael Storer finishes third from the Australian national team. That would be funny. Second place is going to be Isaac Del Toro. And we've gotten here to the first place, and I'm not even decided who it is. So this is going to... Jonathan Narvaez. There we go. Why not? First ever Ecuadorian wins the race.
You're using the fact that you can change your picks as well.
Completely.
We're going to start with really Hail Marys at the start and then just kind of narrow it in as we go along. Well, you'll just have to come back. People will just have to come back next week because maybe we'll have Ewan back and he can give his 2 cents on it as well.
Well, he'll probably pick Oscar Underley to win it. But yeah, it's definitely an interesting field though. It's nice to see all the new riders as well with the new teams. Like you'll see the Torpedo Philip Mojcek for Bora Hansgrohe, or Jack Rockin Gray from EF, whatever jersey they're going to be wearing. Archie Ryan, like you said as well.
Stauner Mittet as well for the bike. What can Harling do as a maybe GC aspect? Luke Plapp at Jaco Alula. That feels like maybe a little bit of one, but because he won like the COVID edition, I think, of it when it wasn't an event. It was just like a sported or something like that. I just love a Tour Down Under. It feels like we've finally kind of kept the season underway. And you never know who's going to be in good form. Like there is no form guide. There's no previous races to go off. You just have to fully guess as to who's going to be going well.
That's true. I mean, yeah, that Jaco Alula team, now looking closer at it, is really like a great Australian team. This kind of team is like what they used to win the overall and then take a few stages with Caleb Ewan.
Yeah, it's really kind of like throwing it back, isn't it? A few years.